Welcome to Thrivin in the Wild. I'm Taylor Stern. I'm sharing what happens when you step into your vulnerability, face the hard things, celebrate your journey, and giving you your weekly reminder that no one has it all figured out. It's time to thrive. Let's go. After I announced I was leaving my job to pursue a new direction, I got a lot of supportive messages where people were congratulating me and saying how proud of me they were for going down a new path that seemed like I really wanted to go down. And so what was interesting about that is that, when I would ask them, well, what do you really want to do? Sometimes they didn't really know the answer to that question. And I don't think it's because they didn't know themselves or anything like that. Honestly, I think that we've just confined, working in life so much that we didn't realize, really life is work. And so it's so much more than just a job. So when you're looking for meaningful work, you have to look for a meaningful life. And so what I wanted to do today was just kind of share 3 ways that I was able to find some meaning in my life that in turn has given me meaningful work. These 3 ways are identifying your values, owning your strengths, and defining your own success. The first one I want to start with is values. And this is a funny one to me because I used to hate that interview question when they would say, "What are your values? What do you value?" And it was so broad to me that I had no idea how to even answer that. I was like, well, I value fun, I value adventure, and of course those are values, but I really had to start organizing them for myself. And so one great exercise I've done is I've thought of a few people that I admire, some different role models in my life. And I think about the different traits that I admire in them, and those in turn have become my values. But values are also a mix of priorities. What do I prioritize in life? Well, I prioritize my family, so that's a top value for me. So knowing these values will be very helpful as you're just trying to find what matters to you, what's important to you, what do you care about doing or being around. That will help you find the meaning. And so one big thing that I've done now is use this as a guiding force. What am I doing and how does this in turn help my values or support my values? So values is the big one for me. And I think it's the first thing you have to do as you start the process of figuring out meaning. Okay, the next one. Owning your strengths. When people used to ask me this question, I felt like I always answering it the way that I thought they wanted to hear instead of really answering what I believe my strengths are. I think that's just part of our society. We always kind of downplay the things that we're naturally good at. And so when I was thinking about what are my strengths, I remember thinking, man, I am such a talker. I really love talking. And I am sorry to all of my teachers for the amount of times I had to be moved or asked to be quiet or stared at until I stopped with a side chatter. But it's not that I love talking, it's that I love communicating. I love connecting. I love diving into a topic, a conversation, and just immersing myself in everything that's going on. So I love it. And so talking and communicating is a strength of mine. But identifying that was always kind of weird, and it was sometimes uncomfortable. But just think about some of the different things that you enjoy doing. Do you enjoy talking? Do you enjoy reading, writing, solving problems? What do you enjoy doing? Those are your strengths. And your strengths will make work or anything you're doing in life more enjoyable. So own your strengths and identify them to use them as another guiding force. And lastly, how do you define success? I think this one could also be asked, how do you measure your life? Because of the fact that success is an individual answer, honestly. Society has kind of made us think that everybody has some same definition for this, but that's just not true. I used to think that success was based on rewards and recognitions and promotions, money. I don't think that's success anymore. I think success is a journey. I don't think it's a destination. I think it's something that you're always evolving and changing with. I hope one day I'm a successful mother. I hope one day I'm a successful wife. I hope one day I'm a successful podcaster. All of these things are now important to me and they never were before. So knowing that success is a journey and your answer might change is really important. And I always come back to the Dash poem by Linda Ellis. It is one of the best poems I've ever read in my life. And I encourage you to read it or find it. You won't be sorry you did. It's excellent. And basically the whole, I'm paraphrasing this poem, but it's essentially about the fact that like when your eulogy is being read, people are talking about that little dash between the date you were born and the date you died. What do you want them to say? I remember one time in class they had us do kind of a eulogy writing exercise, and it was really uncomfortable, of course, but you start to understand, what do you want your life to mean? And that's the basis of this all. Meaningful work is, what do you want your life to mean? To others, but to yourself. And so when I started this process, I remember I legitimately had read the Dash poem, and I thought, look, is my life on the path right now where when they read my eulogy, I'll be proud of it or it will mean something to me? So just take the time to answer these different questions. It's not something you have to answer right away, and it's not something that you have to have an answer for the rest of your life. It can change. It will change. But know that now I think that the meaning of life is giving your life meaning. Hi, are you loving the show? Go find that little subscribe button on your podcast app. This will ensure you won't miss a single episode. Until next time.